The fitness industry is a $30 billion industry. It's an industry that is outpacing the growth of the economy, and not only outpacing the growth of the economy, but the generation who will utilize us the most is still the one up and coming.
These are indeed exciting times. We have a vision, we have a plan, and we have an incredible opportunity in front of us.
We are building a brand. And by doing this, we will create a better financial situation for a lot of people. And I intend for us to be a leader in the fitness space.
It's not only a brand I want to belong to, it's a brand I want others to know I belong to.
This gym, this brand, is about authenticity. It's about community. It's about people getting real about their fitness goals and wanting to work hard to achieve them, and us right along the way with them on that journey, no matter where it goes.
We are on a mission to grow this awesome brand through the roof.
What I have shared today is all just the beginning. And I promise you, we are on the precipice of doing something very special together.
Well, thank you, Mary Jo. It's great to be here today and really appreciate you having us. I'm excited to tell you a little bit about the fitness industry and a little bit more about retro fitness. And really what I'd like to start with today is by asking three questions. Why fitness? Why now? And why retro fitness? First, let's talk about why fitness. The fitness industry is a $30 billion industry, and it was so prior to the pandemic. Only 20% of Americans have a gym membership currently, so there's a huge opportunity out there for the industry. Forbes calls high value, low price the sector of fitness that we play in at Retro Fitness as one of the dominant competitors in the health club market. And we consider ourselves to be Amazon-proof and recession-resistant, as we have shown in the past. So let's talk a little bit about the fitness industry. The fitness industry is broken down into four different quadrants. High value, high price, which is the Lifetimes, the Equinoxes of the world. These are your country club memberships, swimming pools, racquetball courts, very high priced, certainly do not compete with us in the low price category. Then you have your boutiques, very one-dimensional, very specialized. We row, we box, we take a group class. Also very high-priced. We love this sector. We play very well with them. In fact, many of the folks that have a membership at a boutique gym also have a membership at a regular gym to get their regular workouts. Then in the lower left-hand corner, you have your big box, 24-hour Gold's Gym, LA Fitness, New York Sports Club, are all examples of these, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 square feet. And three of the four brands that I just mentioned actually filed bankruptcy during the pandemic. This was certainly a sector that took one of the hardest hits during that time. And a lot of it had to do with operating costs, the very large box, high labor costs, and so on. Then lastly, you have high value, low price, or HVLP. And that's the sector that we play in. Clearly, the big gorilla in the room here is Planet Fitness. They have over 2,000 locations. And then second in our sector is Crunch with a few hundred. And Retro Fitness, we are now the third largest player in the high value, low price sector. And we are also one of the fastest growing, which I'll touch on in just a moment. So why now? The fitness industry was projected to grow 20% of a $30 billion industry prior to the pandemic. And prior to the pandemic, also 70% of adults in America were already overweight or obese. And now, depending on what you read and what you watch, average weight gain during the pandemic was anywhere between 15 and 25 pounds. So there is clearly a need out there. Many of the mom and pop gyms and smaller regional brands were closed and unfortunately closed permanently. So there are millions of orphaned members out there that have already done the hard work and have decided that they want to go to the gym and are looking for a new home. And with that comes some favorable real estate opportunities, depending on where you are in the country. Many markets are still very hot. but in other markets, we can find some of these second-gen pre-existing gym opportunities that allow us and our investors to get back into those markets and provide exercise, health, and fitness to those members. At the end of the day, there's never been a more heightened focus on exercise, health, and fitness. We don't say this jokingly, but the pandemic was the best commercial the fitness industry could have had. If you're not highly focused on your exercise, health, and fitness after a global pandemic, well, you likely never are. But since the world's opened back up again, we have seen a rush back to the gym. Check-ins are up, joins are up, and not just at Retro Fitness, but across the industry. It's a great time to get into fitness. So why Retro? We were founded in 2005, started franchising in 2006. Like I said, we're one of the leaders in high value, low price, with now 175 locations open or in development across 13 states. And I'm going to touch on that 175 number in just a minute. We have roughly 300,000 members, but over 1 million are tied into our app. And we are 100% franchise operated. That means we have no corporate locations, and 100% of our focus is on the success of our franchisees. This is a royalty structure business. At the end of the day, if our franchisees don't make money, we don't make money. And we have one of the lowest royalties in the industry at 5%. High value, low price fitness is a very simple, low labor model. And in fact, we have recently value engineered our clubs so we keep labor in mind and keep that labor cost down. And lastly, and to touch on that 175 number I mentioned earlier, we are now one of the fastest growing brands in fitness. We're excited to say that we have recently just signed on 3 of the largest area development agreements ever signed in company history. We are adding a new franchise operator who is backed financially by one of the largest asset management groups in the world. It's the first private equity to enter our system, and we couldn't be more proud. This operator is going to go in and build 65 locations on their way to 100 locations in Texas and Southeast Florida. And with the addition of these 65 new locations, we're excited to say that we are now one of the fastest growing concepts in fitness and certainly in high value, low price. Retro Fitness has got a lot of publicity over the last few years and a lot of media exposure. Andrew Alfano, our CEO, has done an amazing job and has been somewhat of the go-to guy in fitness over the course of the pandemic, out there fighting for the cause for exercise, health, and fitness. And we work very closely with state governments in New York, New Jersey, and especially here in Florida, fighting for the rights of folks to get back to the gyms at a time when in many of our locations were closed. We ask all of you to visit our newsroom and see some of the great exposure that we've had. So I just mentioned Andrew Alfano. A big part of our story is that this brand has gone through a complete transformation. Andrew came in May of 2019 as our CEO, and his goal was a restructuring, a transformation of the Retro Fitness brand. He did so first by moving our corporate offices from New Jersey down to West Palm Beach, Florida, where he built a beautiful 13,000 square foot support center. And we specifically call it a support center because everything we do in that corporate office, if you will, is done to support our franchisees. Andrew also built an amazing management team. Todd Scartozzi, our chief operating officer, had over 20 years in hospitality, ended with Omni Hotels, who then bought Gold's Gym, and he became the chief operating officer of Gold's Gym. Built hundreds of locations with Gold's, and then became the chief operating officer of one of the largest Planet Fitness franchisees, who was one of the first private equity-backed franchisees in that system at the time. He went on to build over 100 locations in 7 states and 2 countries for Planet Fitness, and we're very, very lucky to have him here at Retro with his experience not only on the franchisor side, but the franchisee side in fitness. Victor Bao, our chief marketing officer, was instrumental in building brands like Louis Vuitton, Yamaha, and even Club Med, and even had a little stint on Survivor Series in a marketing capacity there as well. So we're lucky to have him. Myself, I spent almost 20 years in franchise development. I've been here as the chief development officer at Retro Fitness for just over a year now. And prior to that, I spent almost 7 years helping build Planet Fitness. I joined Planet back in 2014. We had a few hundred locations at the time. And when I left a little over a year ago, we had over 2,000 locations. We had gone public, we had gone international, and I was very involved in the last few years with the influx of private equity that was coming into that system, and had my hands in just about all the area development agreements that were written, rewritten, and sold during that time. And lastly, but not leastly, Robbie Spreckman, our Chief Financial Officer. Robbie's been here with Retro since 2009. And we often say prior to the transformation, the only things that are the same now than prior to the transformation are the name Retro Fitness and Robbie. And we're certainly lucky to have Robbie here with us today. One of the first things Andrew did is implement these two filters and said, if what we're doing doesn't pass through these two filters, we don't do it anymore. First and foremost, increase engagement and satisfaction of the franchisees. Secondly, increase revenue and profitability. That's it. If what we're doing doesn't fit through those, we don't do it anymore. Now, one would say if you're increasing revenue and profitability, chances are you're going to be a lot more engaged and satisfied. So again, our focus is on 100% in making our franchisees as profitable as possible. When they go, we go. Part of the transformation is a whole new prototype. The way we're building gyms now don't look like the gyms that we've built before. I'm virtually sitting in one of our lobbies right now. We designed what we call Retro Fitness of the 21st Century, or RF21, as we call it internally. A whole new look and feel for the gym. We value engineered this gym in many ways. It's value engineered around staffing, around touring, and we've made the gym a lot more pleasing to the eye, a lot more communal, and a lot more inviting. If you've seen some of our older gyms, they're very red and yellow. So though red and yellow are still our colors, we've toned it down quite a bit, and we've got a much more modern, inviting feel. We've included Zen dens with hydro massage chairs, tanning, and red light therapy. And we also have a new equipment line with one of the best warranties in the business from Matrix. We'll talk about the model a little bit. We are high value, low price. Our customer facing proposition is $19.99, and our high-end membership, the ultimate membership, is $29.99. Now, I will tell you, before Todd Scartozzi joined the system, we had over 250 membership plans in the system and over 1,000 price points. The only consistency was the inconsistency. Todd did a great job getting his team together and bringing it down to a 3 membership program. When he joined the system, over 70% of the system was on the lowest end membership at $19.99, was pretty much our average price per member. Now, 70% or more of our system is at the highest end membership, and our price per member is closer to $30. One of the big differentiators from Retro Fitness from some of our competitors is our multiple profit centers. Now, we all love that recurring monthly revenue. It's one of the beauties of this industry. In fact, you start signing up members before you even open your doors. Our most recent RF21 club in Tamarack, Florida, opened its doors with over 1,000 members and still running strong. Outside of the recurring monthly revenue, we have a smoothie bar. We have a very active membership base here at Retro Fitness. We see our members on average 4 to 5 hours per week. The industry average is 3.5 to 4.5 hours per week. We're a young member, a member that spends money in our clubs, and the smoothie bar and personal training are 2 huge revenue drivers for us. Some of our clubs in personal training will do anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 additional to the recurring monthly revenue. Retail, again, with an active membership that's in the club a lot, we have an ability to sell much more retail. And we recently just beefed up our retail areas. And we also have at-home cycling. We've recently launched our Cobra bike, which is an at-home bike a la Peloton, where our members can get a good workout at home on the days that they can't make it to the gym. We tie a membership to that bike so that they're paying that off over time as they are with their membership. So let's talk a little bit more about Retro Fitness. We're more than just a gym. As I'd mentioned, we have group classes, we have personal training, a big differentiator from us and the biggest players in our space. We have the ability and the ultimate membership to bring a guest every time. You have access to all the locations, full reciprocity, unlimited tanning, massage chairs, the pro shop, and the smoothie bar, like we talked about. But outside the four walls of the gym is where we did a whole lot of investing during the pandemic. We built what we internally call our brand halo, which was an investment in communicating and engaging with our members outside the four walls of the gym. And it starts a lot with technology and world-class partnerships, like mental health, no longer a taboo topic. And if we learned anything, exercise, health, and fitness can be a huge benefit to mental health. We have a world-class partnership with Sadhguru, who's the world's #1 yogi, and he's providing mental health tips through our app. We also have a world-class partnership with the Culinary Institute of America's alumni chef, Elizabeth Makos, who's delivering healthy cooking segments on our app. We do it a la Hulu with seasons and episodes. We have several nutritionists on our staff that give tips through the app as well. And we use all of this breakthrough technology through the app with gamification, rewards, to keep everyone engaged. Again, not just when they're in our clubs, but when they're on their fitness journey, which we know is happening all the time. One of the biggest differentiators from Retro Fitness from an investor standpoint is that we are truly a turnkey business. Now, turnkey is a phrase you hear a lot in franchising, but let's talk about what that really means. It means we take care of it and we turn it over to you. And that's exactly what we do. And it starts with real estate. We manage the real estate site selection process. We'll go out and find the sites. We'll negotiate the LOIs. In fact, our investors don't see locations until they've already passed through an executive committee. We also manage all the construction. No longer are we saying, go hire an architect, go hire a general contractor. We'll follow up with you and see how you're doing. We do all that for you. We have all the training and support. We do it in our support center in West Palm Beach. We put boots on the ground in the field. We'll put people in your clubs for weeks before you open and after. And our support goes throughout your life cycle. We also have Retro Fitness University online. We have a call center. Many of our franchisees voluntarily opt to use our call center as opposed to paying someone to stand behind the counter and dial for dollars. And this is for new memberships and collections. We have a call center that will take care of that for you. We have an in-house marketing agency, Join Now Media. Over half of our system voluntarily uses Join Now Media. Most local agencies will charge between 15 and 20% of your spend. At Join Now, we do it for 5%. It's not a profit center for us. It's only to cover our costs. And we wear the same jersey, so our goals are aligned. Our field operations support is second to none. Our franchise business coaches are in your clubs a couple of times a month. They're doing quarterly business plans with you, going through all the KPIs and making sure that you're always aligned with your success. And lastly, we've just introduced accounting services. Yes, we'll even do your books if that's what you want us to do. So we do have the ability for folks to come in. We can do their QuickBooks. We can set up their LLCs and at least train them and guide them through that process if that's what they're looking for us to do. So truly a full suite of services for our franchisees so that they can concentrate on doing what they do best, which is running Retro Fitnesses. So let's talk about the investment. Total investment per our recently filed FDD is anywhere from $1.2 to $2.1 million. That's an all-in amount. And as you can see, some of the amounts here on the slide, that includes your pre-sale marketing, your working capital. It's not just dumbbells and weights. And here's something that we're also very proud of. Our numbers are right back to where they were in 2019. I know a lot of brands out there are going to compare their sales to last year, but we're going to go apples to apples on this one. So our new item 19 that was just filed, we're very proud to say has got us right back to where we were pre-pandemic. Our average revenue for the top part of our system is over $2 million. And again, right back to 2019 numbers. So we couldn't be happier. And in fact, in many cases and in many KPIs, we're even ahead of where we were before. So if somebody's interested in learning more about Retro Fitness, our process is quite simple. It's a 6-step process. You can visit our website, fill out a quick form, and we'll be reaching right out to you and would love to talk to you. Can't thank you enough, Mary Jo, and everybody over there at Franchise Times for giving us some time here to speak with you today. I couldn't be happier than to be here, and we're really excited about the future of fitness and, more importantly, about retro fitness. Thank you so much, and have a great day.